You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's 70 minutes What are the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Moonlight Castle, Dylan's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up and let's go. Alright. I gave the bull a quick nod. It was obvious that I prefer to stay with the group rather than go and team up with someone who probably didn't like me that much. I thought Russell had a better chance at convincing the Lynx to open up more, as the bull had joined the group only recently, and there was nothing Liam could hold against him yet. Everyone else and I regrouped near the entrance. Things were still uncertain, but I assumed everyone was going to just sit here and wait for Liam to return, or maybe they were just stuck here because of the storm outside. "I should have brought an umbrella," Ryan sighed as he peeked through the doors to watch the rain. The bear was bored just about as much as everyone else. "Fuck it, I'd rather look around than stand here." Dylan grunted and walked away, this time most likely not to somewhere near the hall, and nobody seemed interested in following him. It was the same situation all over again. What should I do? Go after Dylan. Quietly, I stared at the crocodile as he had disappeared into the hallway. I kept telling myself in my mind that it was neither my business nor my responsibility, yet I failed to convince myself not to want to follow him. "Was something wrong?" "No, I'm fine." It appeared that the wind outside had somehow made its way right into me, inside myself. There was also a storm that refused to stop swirling, and only heaven knew that I tried to keep it in. Then I felt Ryan's hands surrounding my face. He was cupping my head in his paws. His playfulness really helped quell the heaviness in my head. "I know you're not fine. You can't hide it from me." Once again, I looked in the direction that Dylan had gone in, wondering if there was any use dwelling on a train that had already departed. He's exploring the place all alone. "I see. So that's what this is all about." I was expecting the bear to either get mad or question my stupid thoughts. However, he didn't say a word. No matter how long I waited, it was a little surprising, but at the same time, it was kind of comforting. I wanted to go after him. "You still can if you want to." Should I, though? Something was holding me back. I couldn't help thinking that Dylan probably wouldn't want to be around me. I wasn't sure if I should waste my time just to hurt myself again. Also, leaving Ryan behind just to go after some arrogant crocodile, that didn't sound like a good idea to me at all. "Personally, I wouldn't. Dylan is probably going to assume the worst reasons you're following him, and the more you chase, the harder he'll make it for you." I sighed, fully aware of what Ryan said. I was expecting to hear it anyway, and I was waiting for him to just say it. "But it seems that you have some unfinished business with him." There was a brief pause. Something is bothering you, isn't it? Maybe you didn't like how things ended last time, and now you just want to try it again." My eyes widened upon hearing that. I turned to face him in silence, unsure about what to say. The truth in his words felt like a punch in my face. Am I dumb? He burst out laughing, getting everyone's attention in the process. "You are, but that's what I like about you. You never give up. Now hurry up before you miss the chance." I gave him a squeeze as a small thank you. The bear always knew how to put me back on my feet. "I'll go then. No time for sulking." "That's the spirit. You better bring back some good news." "Yeah." I rushed into the hallway that Dylan had gone in a few minutes ago. It's like, no, water time. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff right there. I believe that he was further inside, since I remembered that he liked secluded spots, or at least that's what I thought. What I thought until now that I found him crawling along the hallway on all fours and sniffing like a trained dog on duty, and it appeared there was no reaction to my presence. Maybe he hadn't noticed that I was behind him. I didn't know what to do as he kept moving forward. Each time I tried to talk with him, all the topics I brought up about what I've been doing all the time had always resulted in chaos. "I know you're there. Stop whatever you're doing and return to the lounge." I didn't like that the first thing he did once he finally acknowledged my presence was shoo me away. "I'm not leaving unless you come with me." He bounced up to stand properly on his feet and then turned around to face me with an annoying smug. Ugh, ha! "What makes you think that I will? I just don't want you to go alone. Don't tell me you actually listened to the bullshit Liam said. I'll be fine. Go back to your guy." As the crocodile finished saying that, he walked away. If he really thought it was enough to change my mind, he couldn't be more wrong. I continued to follow him. "Joel, you're starting to piss me off. Should I punch you? Is that what you want? What does it take to stop you from pestering me?" "Yeah, maybe I..." As soon as the first word came out of my mouth, Dylan didn't hesitate even for a second to stand over me, and soon I began to think that I might have underestimated how serious he was. The look on his face was as threatening as the one he wore on the day I met him. Maybe if I didn't hold on to my pride so much, I wouldn't be shaking right now. If that'll let me keep an eye on you, then so be it. I didn't know what I was thinking. My heart didn't agree with what I said at all. I was spewing nonsense merely to try to cover the fact that I was in terror. He raised his fist, and I closed my eyes, readying myself for the impact. However, in the end, he only flicked my nose. Ouch! It's unexpected, but it hurt regardless. I covered my nose with both hands. Why the fuck would you say that if you didn't mean it? Acting like a badass when you clearly aren't one, idiot. Fuck off, I'm just making sure you're okay. You're weird. I thought you didn't want to be around me anymore. Really? That's what you thought from our talk in the forest? Wait. It seemed he was about to shove me aside and pay attention to something else again. This crocodile surely knew how to push my buttons. It was as if he was born with a natural talent for making me mad. Nobody could ever do it like him, and he liked to just shush me like I was nothing. That smell. It's getting stronger. Great, now you're telling me I stink? Jesus Christ, get your makeup, you clown. And then he started to pace himself faster as he headed toward the inner part of the hallway. Dylan! He was probably going to just leave me here if I didn't chase him. I wasn't going to let myself be ignored. I followed him, and following him was my only option to get him to pay attention to me. Still following me? I guess you're not stopping, are you? No, you better punch me if you really don't want to have me around. I never wanted to punch you. I was just trying to make you go away. Why is that? I was trying to warn you that the job Liam had assigned to me isn't exactly suitable for you. I was hoping you'd send Ryan or Blake, either of them or nobody. That would have worked too. See what it is. So that you can freak out again? Don't become a burden more than you already are. I hate you. Not the worst I've heard. Dylan moved fast as if he already knew the place. I was simply following his lead, and neither of us bothered to check on any of the doors. I wanted to know what the deal between him and Liam was, but the reptile refused to say anything to me, no matter how I asked him. Are these plants? At the very end of the hallway, where it seemed there was supposed to be a door, there was instead an enclosed frame covered with vines. The reptile tried to tear them apart, but there were just too many. Together, they were too thick for bare hands to do much work. I guess we can no longer continue. That's what you think. Dylan revealed a small knife that was hidden in his jacket, and he pulled it out, flipped it open, and continued to dig through the vines. Apparently his knife was sharp enough to cut them, and soon he managed to make a hole for us to fit through. You could have made that a little bigger. A shame that you don't get to follow me then. You did that on purpose, didn't you? Who knows? His logic was kind of backward, though. Surely he was bigger than me. I thought about saying that I could test the hole for him first, but he was being stubborn and decided to try to push himself through it first. You don't fit. Cut more. Shut up, I just need to push harder. I placed my hands on his back and shoved him through, and then a loud splash was heard. Following him in, I saw him lying on the floor with his head dumped into a little pond near the entrance. Lucky for him, only his face was wet. Not so lucky for him, it was very funny and quite satisfying to watch. Fuck this place! Why the hell is there a greenhouse here? He got up and yelled, and I tried my best to hold back the laughter. His body had stretched the hole for me, so I didn't have much trouble coming in. No tripping ensued, and it really felt like a reward. Use this! I took pity on him and gave him a tissue to dry his face with. Begrudgingly, he took it from my hand. You know, if you'd talk more and act less like the entire world was against you, maybe you wouldn't need to be wiping your face right now. It's how it is. I didn't make the rules, and I'm simply following them. I don't understand. Me neither. Maybe I should just get over it and get rid of you. That's not what I... Ever since you yelled at me, I found it hard to be mad at you. It's weird. Does that mean I now have a past that allows me to get through your moodiness? I was half smiling, and he just groaned. His eyes rolled. The crocodile pushed me away. Ugh, whatever. I'm not going to say it anymore. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Please say it. I wanted to make you leave, so technically I guess I could just tell you the truth to make you go away. That seems like the easiest solution. Don't be an idiot. You really think that I... The same way as everyone else. I already know how you'll react if I tell you. I know how it goes. You'll definitely change your mind. Try me. I'm waiting. He stared at me and remained silent for a couple of seconds. He was probably conflicted about sharing secrets with me. I've been tasked with searching for blood. You're right, that is a little weird. What? That came out of nowhere. He did warn me that it was going to be unexpected. However, the news still hit me right in the face anyway. You know how Blake is really good at hearing things? Right? Reluctantly, I nodded, and I was kind of afraid of where this conversation was going. I'm good at sensing bloodlust. If there's a danger, blood, or anything that may start a fight, I can feel it. Excuse me. That sounds like a really useful skill, but to obtain it, one has to get accustomed to it first. I think you understand the implications of the fact that I have this ability. Hearing that caused my mind an avalanche of thoughts and questions, and they were all overwhelming. I didn't really know what to do. Basically, I'm hunting danger. You need to leave. Now. Why? Shouldn't the castle be abandoned? What's going on? Was Liam aware of this all along? And he sent us here regardless? I slowly spiraled down into another panic attack. Crazy and irrational thoughts formed in my head, more than usual. His face suggested that he already regretted saying what he said to me. See, this is exactly how I wanted you to just stay away and mind your damn business. Get your shit together. Don't go. I made a plea, and for a moment there Dylan seemed sad. He looked upset, but not mad, unlike the usual. You're no different from us. Don't put yourself in danger. No one else cares enough to get their hands dirty. Someone has to do it, and it's me. I care about you. Please, stay with me, where it's safe. I could sense that I was this close to getting Dylan to have a change of heart, but suddenly he just bashed his head on a tree to get rid of his feelings of guilt. Decide here and now whether you want to follow me or leave. I'm not going to listen to any of your complaints, but you can ask questions and I'll try to answer them. I took a deep breath. My mind was still trying to catch up with all the things he said, and also what he'd just done just now, the latter of which was quite excessive. I'm coming with you. Fine, I won't argue. Just make sure to stay near me so that I can protect you. I grabbed my hat and tugged it down so that I could protect myself from what I just heard. My mind was feeling numb and my cheeks were burning. I need a minute. I took a moment to sit on the ground and recollect my thoughts, or else my body would collapse on its own. A mental breather was much needed. While I was taking my time to regain my composure, I could hear that Dylan was moving, probably to keep looking for so-called blood and danger. Once I'd calmed down, I removed the hat from my eyes, returned it to its original position, and scanned the area for Dylan's whereabouts. Hopefully he didn't pull the last straw and leave me behind. Behind the tree. I stood up and followed his voice. Peeking from the side, I saw him taking a sniff of the walls, most likely to find clues. On the walls there were mosses and plants which covered everything in green. My eyes glided along the walls, and that was when I realized the room had no visible entrance other than the one that Dylan and I came through earlier. Considering the symmetry and the size of this structure, I figured there was definitely another entrance somewhere, except that it was most likely blocked by the vines. Having trouble trying to locate where to cut? If this place didn't stink so much, I'd be done already. Dylan angrily stabbed the wall multiple times just to see how deep the knife would go into it each time. He kept at it for a while until he managed to dig another hole in it, though the size of the new hole was much less than desirable, and I was a little hesitant to comment on it. He stared at the new hole for a bit, grunted a few times, and then went back to cutting. For some reason, he was glaring at me the whole time that his hands were busy. Yeah, that's big enough. Screw you. We easily made our way through the hole, this time without mishaps. Another long hallway engraved with the same pattern presented itself to us. Once again, Dylan paid no mind to the surroundings and headed forward, following his nose. I actually thought we'd keep walking, but soon he stopped himself in front of one of the doors and then opened it without hesitation. Not even locked. Boring. He took a quick peek at the inside and then simply walked away from the room without stepping into or even bothering to close the door. Well, what's wrong with it? I moved there to give it a quick check and saw that it was a library. A big one, too. Knowing how much he liked to spend time reading novels in the campus's library, I found it odd that he wasn't interested in this finding. I sensed stronger blood there. I'm looking for the source, and that room isn't it. I was getting goosebumps from the way he phrased that, so I closed the door and chased him down the hallway. I didn't want to know the details. My mind was already ready to pull a Patrice any time. Can I ask how it works? Yet somehow I managed to ask that. I already told you. No, I mean, you can smell blood, alright, but does that mean this place is dangerous or not? It's a little more complex than that. Blood itself isn't bad, but if I can sense it on something or someone, it means that the thing or the person is capable of hurting someone else. If they've hurt others once and the smell gets onto them. Oh, so you can feel it only from the people who have done something in the past? No, that's just one type. If they're planning to hurt others, even if they've never done it before, I can feel it as well. That one is bloodlust. Interesting. Don't be impressed by it. I've done bad stuff and I'm glad I can't smell myself. What do you mean? It's obvious that not all blood smells the same. Blake and Ryan each carry a different type of one. Blake's is stronger, which means he's committed a bigger sin. I was skeptical at first, but after hearing him mention Ryan, I became rather curious. You don't know what they did, right? Look at me. Do I look like I care? I didn't even ask questions when Liam assigned me to this job. He's paying me for it incredibly well, and that's all I need. I didn't question Dylan for saying that. I thought the crocodile wasn't the type to ask about things that weren't related to the main objective anyway. However, that wouldn't rule out the possibilities of him hearing those things from the others. This is it. It's coming from here. We reached a staircase that headed downward. Dylan pulled out a flashlight and turned it on. From the underground. Of course it was. Stay closer to me. We're going in. I took a deep breath and gripped his jacket as I walked right behind him. As we descended the staircase, our vision became darkened. I hated how our footsteps and the noises we made reverberated off the walls. The darkness was engulfing both of us, and we had nowhere near enough light to fend it off. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Zeke. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names and credits, get access to our not safe for work content, it's as little as $5 already. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!